Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope you're in here. My apologies. My apologies so much for starting a little late. Had a little bit of technical difficulties. So if you are out there and you're these are different times right now, but I wanted to first and foremost welcome you to this live stream. My name is Tristan Barracks. I am the digital storyteller, and I am super excited to be with you to give you my knowledge, my information, and just let you uh, learn something. We have a giant opportunity right now as creatives, as people that are kind of locked in our houses a little bit to maximize the time that we have and to be the best possible individuals that we possibly can be. And this whole idea of kind of doing these live streams and sharing my knowledge and sharing my level of expertise really has come from just me having conversations with people. Last week was the first week of being socially distancing or being isolated from your normal community. And one of the things I really realized was that in slowing down conversations, there are a lot of questions that people have, not about creative stuff. Creatives are really good at being creative. We're really good at taking photos. We're really good at, editing photos or editing video or creating music, but we're not great at business and understanding business. And if you want to be a creative entrepreneur, a creative business person, running a creative business, you have to maximize or master not only just the creative side of things, but the business side of things. So that's why I wanted to create this live. I'm going to wait about I would say like 1 or 2 minutes more before I get started. I'm actually going to jump on live stream, the Instagram live, just to let people know what's going on and what's happening. But if you are here and you're excited to learn something, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this feed right now, because I'm going to be going live and going through a whole bunch of different things. So give me a second. I'm just going to put it on my going on to Instagram right now and going into the live mode just to let people know that we out here. We are out here. Yo, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing? It's your boy Tristan Barracks here, the digital storyteller, and I am locked up, cooped up in my house right now. I'm on my YouTube live at youtube.com/Tristan Barracks, where we are starting business basics for creatives. And in today's topic, we are going to be talking about why you should register your business, why it's important, what things you should consider in terms of registering your business. And in addition to that, we're also going to be talking a little bit about HST. So if you want to jump on board, if you want to learn something, if you want to learn a new skill while you're at home and not just have conversations, but actually build something great and something new that can be a part of your business and professional profile, then jump on board. That is youtube.com/Tristan Barracks. See you soon. Peace out. We're starting right now. Come on down. All right. So there are a few things I want to kind of share with you guys. First things first, like I said before, my name is Tristan Barracks. I'm the digital storyteller. If you don't know what a digital storyteller is, what I'm doing on here, it's really, really simple. I use digital media, the digital media platforms that are available to me to tell and communicate stories that are uplifting, that are human-centered and human-driven. They are stories that help people gain a different perspective. So the reason why I love what I do is because it has to do with something that is forever timeless, which is, easily put, is storytelling. If you're a storyteller, if you're a digital creator, you are a storyteller. You're telling stories through visuals. And what we're going to be focused on today is we're going to be focusing on registering your business. Have you registered your business? Do you know what registering your business is? Do you know the importance of it? Are you even interested in being able to have a registered business? Have you just started? Are you just a freelancer? Even if you're a freelancer, do you know the importance of making sure that your business is registered and in order? These are all the questions that we're gonna jump into. So first things first, I'm gonna go right into my my live screen presentation, just so it's a little bit easier for you guys to see. And I'm gonna jump into Keynote here. So in Keynote, there are a few things that are happening here, but Like I said before, why registering your business, or why register your business, and what HST? What's the importance of HST? So those are the two major things that we're going to be looking at. Um, I'm just going to give you a quick overview of some of the things that we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to talk about the benefits of registering your business, why you should even care about registering your business, why is it beneficial to you, what are the financial benefits, what are the social and economical benefits, no, not just economical, because that's financial as well, but what are also the benefits when it comes to how people perceive your business, how people interact with your business, people wanting to invest in your business, all those sort of things. The next thing is types of businesses, right? What type of business do you think would best fit you, right? Not everybody should necessarily be incorporated. You know, what about a partnership? What about a sole proprietorship? Why would you pick one over the other? Now we'll jump into in later dates. I believe it's either Tuesday or Wednesday, into kind of like the real differences between like a incorporation versus a sole proprietorship versus a partnership. But I just wanted to kind of give you an overview of the different kinds of businesses that you can register. How to register, right? Where do you go? What website do you use? Do you have to go to a website? Do you have to go into a physical branch, right? Service Canada or Service Ontario branch. How does that process work? HST. Now, for those of you that don't know what HST is, or for those of you that live outside of Ontario, HST is our sales tax. Most provinces or states have taxes, some sort of form of sales tax. Now they vary depending on which state or province you actually shop in and you live in and you reside in. In Ontario, it's harmonized. This HST stands for harmonized sales tax, because in the past there was GST and there was PST. There was provincial sales taxes and there was government sales taxes, and those two together would present whatever amount of percentage of taxes you would have to pay at the register, or whatever taxes you would have to charge as a vendor. Now they harmonized it, or they brought it together so that it's one single percentage, not a single percentage, but one single unit of taxes that then the federal or government or provincial government takes care of. The next thing that we are going to be talking about right after that is costs. So just the fees associated with registering your business, which is really important. I mean, again, things are tight. I can imagine how tight things are for you, especially if you were in a service-based or gig-based economy. But this is good. This is good because it allows us to slow down and to really invest in things that will last for our businesses. So maybe it might be thinking about the structure of our business, the flow of our business, right? A part of that flow is being able to register properly and understanding what the costs are associated with registering for different types of businesses. Now, again, you don't have to do any of this, but I would encourage you to at least consider it, because again, there are tons of benefits that go along with it. And lastly is Q&A, any sort of questions that you have with regards to your business. Now I'm thinking out loud right now. I think I'm gonna put my phone over here. I might lift it up so that people can kind of get a little bit of information. Let me see if I can do a live stream right here. Let me just see if I can do a little live stream right here. Nope, I cannot do a live stream because it won't stand up. That's okay. All right, so let's jump into it. So the benefits of registering your business, right? Reasons why should you register your business? The first reason is because, again, it allows you to attract people like investors, right? If you don't have a registered business, then your business doesn't seem legitimate, right? You may be running your business very legitimately. You may feel like, you know what, I'm making money. I have clients. People are consistently come through the door. I have a lot of virtual clients. But if you want to grow your business, you want to extend your business, you want to jump out of your business instead of working in your business, but working on your business, you need investors. You need other partners to be able to grow your business. Well, they want to see revenue, and they not only want to see revenue, they want to see that you're adhering to the legalities of running a business within Canada or Ontario, et cetera, whatever jurisdiction that you fall under. And investors generally want to make sure that, if something goes wrong and for some reason you can't pay up or whatever else, there are means and ways to be able to get back the liquidity of the assets that they've given you. So that's one reason. The next reason is business partners. If somebody, there are several different types of business partners, but I'm just going to say in general, if somebody wants to partner up with you. So an investor is more like, okay, I'm investing assets, I'm investing, whether it's liquid currency or I'm investing, maybe purchasing a ton of equipment, and then I'm going to have a certain percentage of the business, or I just want to see you thrive. And then after you can pay me back. That's one sort of thing, an investor. The other side of it is a partner. A partner is somebody that's more invested in the business, in the day-to-day, in the overall running of the business, right? So there are a lot of different ways that you can actually benefit from registering your business, right? It's not just about, I don't want to pay the extra money. It's also about the fact that if you're looking at your business front facing, meaning the way other people are looking at your business, they want to know that, okay, if I look this person up in the Yellow Pages, if I look them up under the Business Registry of Canada or Ontario, they know that this is a legitimately running business, and you may attract more people as you become more successful. You attract more people that want to partner with you and that want to help you run your business and grow your business. Clients, right? Clients are a big factor. Like, I'll be the first one to say, like, if you're not a registered business, I don't know if I want to do business with you. Because what if I purchase a product or a service from you and I'm not satisfied with it? Are you going to disappear? Am I going to be able to find you? What are the return policy? What is your code of ethics? If you're not even able to do the simple step of just registering your business, just taking the time to register your business, then what are we actually doing? You know what I mean? Like, so those are some things that are some reasons why I think it's good to consider registering your business, some of the benefits. Let me see if there's one more. Yes, there you go. Registering your company as a separate legal entity protects you from personal assets, or protects your personal assets, I should say. Now, this point is really, really important, and it only really pertains to a certain extent to partnerships and incorporation. So this doesn't apply to when you're dealing with a sole proprietorship. When you're a sole proprietorship, everything, including your personal assets, are on the table to be liquidated. If for some reason, knock on wood, whatever else, somebody wants to come after you because you didn't pay your taxes, or because they want to sue you or whatever else, they can actually liquidate all your assets and in order to pay your debtors. Whereas with a partnership, depending on what kind of partnership you have, or with a incorporation, it actually is a little bit different. Your assets are protected, especially with incorporation. Your assets are actually protected. It's separate. So the business is separate from the personal, meaning there's Tristan Barracks over here, and then there's Barracks Inc. Barracks Inc. employs Tristan Barracks, and we'll go into that more in detail later on this week, but I wanted to just stipulate that. Now let's talk about types of businesses, right? Which one are you, right? I took this picture here, and actually, let me back up for a minute. I'm going to go back to this picture of my friend. This picture actually is a picture of my friend, LeParis. And the reason why I showed you this is because a lot of times people think of entrepreneurship as, oh, I own my own business and, I can run my own business. It's so easy. It's so fun. It's not necessarily just easy and fun. It takes a lot of intentionality. It takes a lot of repetition. It takes a lot of trial and error. It takes a lot of investment of dollars to be able to grow your business and to be able to make the right choices, right? So when people see this, people see LeParis and she's in Brooklyn, like she has a floral shop. She's one of the dopest floral businesses and owners and florists I know. Her creations are so amazing. And she's in New York, and she lives in New York, and she lives in Brooklyn, and her business is Brooklyn Blooms. And again, people may look at her and be like, wow, she has her business. It's amazing. It must be so easy. It's not easy, right? Right now, I spoke to her a couple days ago, and she's like, listen, I mean, I'm getting online orders and I'm sending out online orders and I'm doing what I can do. But now everything's getting locked down and shut down. So what does her business look like in 2, 3, 5, 8 weeks or 10 months, whatever it is? She still has to pay rent. She still has to pay other things. Having a registered business, having things like loans or line of credit or access to capital are things that are really only afforded to you if you register your business. So I just wanted to kind of say that to you. I'm just going to jump through some of these. Give me a second here. All right. So which are you? Which business are you? So I want you to kind of, as I go through the different businesses, the different types of businesses, I want you to really process and ask yourself what business owner or what business really fits my lifestyle, my goals, and ultimately, my budget, right? Because some may just be too much money to spend, especially now when everything is super tight. But I also showed you I took this picture. This picture was actually taken in Kensington Market, and the reason why I was taken in Kensington Market and I love it so much is because this was actually a convenience store, and a lot of us run our businesses like a convenience store. We do everything, right? But we do everything kind of okay, but we don't do anything really, really well. And what I mean by that is like, a convenience store, you're supposed to be able to buy milk and maybe some beer and some Coke and chips, really, right? But this convenience store was selling like hats and T-shirts and pineapples and all of these different things. And I think sometimes when we approach our business, we really have to concentrate on how to focus in on what are the most important elements of our business, because that will help us choose the right type of business to register. So there are sole proprietorships. Sole proprietorship is me, Tristan Barracks, registering my business either under my name or under a name, a business name. Now, the thing that you have to understand is that just because the business is under your name does not mean that the business will be automatically registered. No. You have to register your business, even if it's Tristan Barracks. Even if it's just my name, Tristan Jason Barracks, I still have to register my business. That's a misnomer that people always mistake. You want to make sure that you register your business regardless of whether it's your own name or somebody else's name. You have to register your business. And not only when you register your sole proprietorship, you get a business number. That business number represents you within Ontario and within the federal government of Canada. So Revenue Canada, when they're asking for different things, they want your business number. And that's what you would give to your accountant if you have an accountant, which you should have an accountant. It's very important. Partnerships. So partnerships, they come in three different capacities. There's a partnership where both people come 50-50 and they split the business and they run the business together. There is a partnership where one person runs the business, the other person is kind of like a silent owner that doesn't necessarily have the responsibility of the day-to-day the day-to-day grind. And then there is a partnership where this person is running the business. This person may be a silent owner that's invested in it or wants to come on to the title and wants to be a part of the success of the business. But their assets, this person's assets here, are protected. Whereas this person's assets, that's actually the face of the brand and the face of the business, is not protected. So it depends on what sort of partnership you're looking for, and there's benefits to a whole bunch. Am I helping anybody right now? Are you guys getting anything? Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment, please, because I would love to hear your questions and your comments. And also share the stream. Share the stream with other colleagues, other friends, other people that you think will benefit from this stream. All right, what's the next one? Corporation or incorporation. Now, being incorporated is one of the sort of like best ways, I think, to register your business. The reason why I say that is because with an incorporation, your business is right over here and your personal or your person is right over here. And the person that's over here although they may have started the incorporation and own most of the shares of the incorporation or all the shares of the incorporation is a separate entity. So if the incorporation gets sued, the person who's an employee of the incorporation does not get sued. They're okay, and their personal assets are okay. The only thing with incorporations is that they're a little bit more expensive. So follow me again. Incorporation is right over here. This is your incorporation. This is you. You make the incorporation. The incorporation is a separate entity of itself. It's different than sole proprietorship. The sole proprietorship is one thing. You and your business are one. In incorporation, your business and yourself are separate, and you're employed by your business. Okay, so that's the biggest difference between the two there. Okay, how to register your business. Okay, so these are the websites that I was looking at when I was doing my research. It's really simple. If you go to www.canada.ca/services/business/start.html. I will actually try and put this in the chat after. Whoops. Let me go back here. I will put this in the chat after or in the comments below, just so that you have these resources. The other option or the other link that you have if you're in Ontario is www.ontario.ca/page/register-business-name-limited-partnership. Okay, so these two websites or these two links, I'll leave them in the description below. But these are the areas that will actually allow you to start the registration process. And the registration process is super straightforward. There is a ton of information on both the Government of Canada's website and on Service Ontario's website. So it really shouldn't take you. It really shouldn't be too hard to be able to do that. Let me just jump back here, see if anybody's in here. Let me just jump in here for a minute. How are we doing? All right, so we got like 3 people in here. How are we doing? Are you guys learning anything right now? I just want to make sure that you guys are getting value and that you guys are understanding all the things that we're touching on. I really want to make sure that if you have questions, that you can leave them in the comment section below. Let me know if you can't hear me or you're having technical difficulties or anything like that. But I'm really excited. There's tons of more stuff that we can jump into. But how you feeling out there? Are you good? I'm just looking down here just to see if there's any comments. No comments right now. We're good. We're still live. Perfectamundo. I'm going to go back into the slideshow. All right. Let me go into full screen mode. Whoops. Boom. All right. So those are the different websites. Key points. So in choosing a business name. Now, a big thing about choosing a business name is some people say, well, Tristan, should I just use my name? Should I use what I do? Like, how should I choose my business name? There are a few different key things that I think you should consider in terms of in terms of really understanding the importance of selecting a business name or how to select a business name. So we're going to jump into those right now. First one is keep it simple and keep it web friendly. You don't want to be like Tristan Barracks Industries Productions, photo, video, extraordinaire wedding commercial.com. Like, that's too much, right? You know, my business name, my incorporation is Barracks Inc. That just sounds nice. That sounds so good. Barracks Inc. That's all, right? It's very, very simple. It's very straightforward. And I did it that way just to keep it simple and so that when I was doing any of my taxes or anything of that, it was easy to find. But in terms of, and this is a little bit different with incorporations. In incorporations, you can have, so the incorporation is the umbrella. So that's Barracks Inc. And then you can have, for lack of a better word, shell companies, or you can represent different elements of your incorporation by different business names. So for me, I have 3 business names, but it's all under the same incorporation. So I have Barracks Inc., which is the incorporation. Then I have Tristan Barracks, the digital storyteller. And then I have Felicity Moments, which is my wedding storytelling company. And then I also have what's the last one? 360 Booth Toronto. Okay, those are the three businesses that I have, but they're just represented by different business names, which I have registered as well, and they're under the umbrella of the incorporation. Okay, they're not sole proprietorships, they're not partnerships, they are just business name extensions of my incorporation. But for you, again, going back to it, keep it simple. You know what I mean? If it's John Brown Photography, keep it John Brown Photography, right? You know, John Brown Fashion Extraordinaire Photography, just John Brown Photography, or John Brown Images, or whatever it is, right? And think about it from a branding standpoint. This is where you start thinking about your brand, right? How can people remember your brand in a easy, authentic, and memorable way, right? By the way, y'all, sorry about this, man. Give me a second. I need to lotion my hands. My hands are crusty. Jeez Louise. Y'all couldn't just tell me that my hands were like this dry? I was like jumping on. Let me just make sure my face is good too, cause y'all playing out here. Anyways, sorry. I'm just like that. Okay. I'm. Listen, we all are struggling here. We're all looking dusty, right? This is week 2, so we're just trying to stay afloat and stay positive. All right. So the next thing that you should think about when you're thinking about a business name is make it unique. So keep it simple, keep it web friendly, but also make it unique, right? For me, it's Felicity Moments, right? Felicity Moments, a moment of intense happiness and joy. It has meaning to it. It's thoughtful. It's airy. It's light. It represents my brand. For you, it might be, erudite films, or Z Smoke Productions. I don't know. Whatever it is, right? Make it unique. Make it catchy. Make it something that represents who you are as a brand and as an individual. It needs to reflect what you're offering, right? I'm not going to name myself Whole Foods or Tristan Barrick's Production Foods, because I'm not offering food services, right? I'm not offering cooking services. I'm not offering baking services. So I shouldn't have any food or anything else or anything that does not relate to the core services that I'm providing, right? So that's really important as well. Do a name search. Oh my gosh, this is so important. This is so, hello. This is so important. You have to do a name search, because you can be liable if you don't do a name search. What do you mean by liable, Tristan? What do you mean by liable, Tristan? I don't know. This is what I mean by liable. If somebody else has, I don't know, they have SheboykinFilms.com or J Brown Productions. I can't just then name my business J Brown Productions, right? I may be infringing on their copyright or on their business or on their potential revenue, right? Not only could I be infringing on it because I could be in the same industry, even if I'm not in the same industry. What if, I'm a shyster business person? I'm not, but let's say I was a shyster business person and I had J Brown Productions, and J Brown Productions that was legitimately running their business well, treating their clients well, now is getting bad reviews, or the reputation is going down the drain because of my J Brown Productions that has nothing to do with theirs, but the names are the same. So there's a lot of ramifications between that. People can sue you for that. It's really important. Always do a name search. Do not just put through a name. It will always come back to bite you. Plus, it protects you from other people stealing your name, right? So once you find a unique name, you spend the time to build your brand and build your reputation. Now you want to protect that brand, right? There are different levels also to name searches, right? So you can do provincial name searches. You can do federal or countrywide name searches, right? Or you can do international name searches, right? So each one of those tiers requires a different level of cost and fees associated with it. So again, I mean, the higher it is, the more coverage you want and protection you want. Like if you want something for all of North America, you're going to pay more money for that name search and that name registration than you would if you were just, spending money or coverage for Ontario, right? So that's something to keep in mind. Harmonized sales tax, my favorite thing in the world, not. HST stands for harmonized sales tax. How many people know that if you're running a business, you should be charging taxes? Put up your hand. I can't believe there's nobody putting up their hand. What are you guys doing? Come on. No, for real though. If you are running a business, I mean, at least in Canada, I mean, in the States, it should be the same thing too. But in Canada, in Ontario, you should be charging taxes. The only way that you don't charge taxes is if you don't meet the minimum threshold, which is $30,000, right? You have to make at least $30,000 in sales before you actually have to officially start charging taxes. And the reason why I say officially is because by that point, if you're making $30,000 a year in sales, it's going to be a real bummer when you have to start paying the HST out of that. So what I generally encourage people to do is to start practicing charging taxes right from the get-go, and still give it, still file it to Revenue Canada and still give it to Revenue Canada. There are a lot of benefits to using and registering for an HST number. So, like I said before earlier, your HST number is 13, or not HST number. HST itself is 13% of the sales, or 13% on top of whatever you're charging somebody. So if you're charging somebody $100, $100 service, then it's going to be $13 on top of that, and that's the $13 is what you're giving to you're collecting for the federal and the provincial government, and then the $100 is what you're collecting for yourself as a business owner. Okay, and obviously the money increases as the sales increase. So if it's $1,000, then it's $130. Yeah, $130 that you have to collect in sales. All right, in sales taxes. So on and so forth. That's pretty straightforward. Like I said before, start right now. Don't wait. It's better to practice right now in terms of charging and structuring your price structure. Understanding that there's taxes that need to be added or applied on top of that, so that you get used to it, but also your clients get used to it, right? The worst thing that you could do is teach your clients that you don't charge taxes, and then now when you have to charge taxes, they don't want to pay taxes, or they want to pay it anymore, or they're like, well, why did I pay taxes? Why didn't I pay taxes before? You didn't charge me taxes before. Now you're charging me taxes. No, you just want to get more money, and it may not be that at all. It may just be like you just now have grown, your business has grown, you've gotten better at sales, you've gotten better at getting clients, and now you have to charge HST. You might as well start charging HST from the very beginning. Choose your recording cycle. So when I say choose your recording cycle, when it comes to HST, you can either file yearly, bi-yearly, right, or every 6 months, or quarterly, which is every 3 months. Is that right? Yeah, every 3 months, right? So it would be from January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So that's how it kind of rolls over. Now the way it works. Oh, and this is the point that I'm going to now, which is you get your HST back. How do you get your HST back? So if you're collecting HST from the government, right, with a registered HST number, the way you register your HST number is very simple. You just indicate when you're registering your business that you would like to collect HST for the government or on behalf of the government. That's what you're doing. You're doing a service on behalf of the federal and provincial government. And when you say that, then your business number that you registered or that you get after you register your business becomes your HST number as well. So you no longer, in the past there used to be like a HST number, and then there was like a business number. Now HST and your business registration number are the same. So how do you get back money, Tristan? I'm glad you asked that. The way that you get back your HST is, the way HST works is, when you collect, let's say you collect $1,000 worth of HST in sales. So you have a really good month and you're collecting $1,000 worth of harmonized sales taxes. but then you had to make an investment of equipment or paying other people or buying meals or buying plane tickets, and then you were charged and you had to spend $500 worth of HST, right, worth of taxes, sales taxes. Well, when you're reporting your quarterly earnings, right, to Revenue Canada, you first have your first line, which is the gross amount of HST that you've collected for the government, which is $1,000. Then you have the amount of money that you spent in HST, which is $500, and then you actually have the net amount that you owe the government. So what happens is the government says, okay, whatever you spent in HST, you get to keep, but whatever is left over, you have to give to us. You follow what I'm saying? Let me know if you get what I'm saying. Tap OK inside the comment section. Let me know that you're still there and you get what I'm saying. So you have $1,000 you collected for Revenue Canada. You spent $500 in the last quarter. What you owe Revenue Canada is $500 because you're deducting whatever you spent. That's what you keep, right, as a business owner, so that you can stay afloat and you can have some liquid finances going on. And then whatever's left over, the net that's left over is what you owe to the government. So that's what I mean by you get to keep your HST. But here's the thing. If you, let's say for instance, you spend more, you spent $1,000 worth of HST, but you only collected $500 worth of HST, then actually the government then will cut you a check for $500, right? Because now they owe you. But here's the thing about it is that you don't want to be in a situation where the government's always cutting you checks for HST, because that's a sign that you're not making a lot of sales and therefore you're not a viable business. So let's say, for instance, they keep on cutting you a check for a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years. At a certain point, they're going to be like, you need to shut down because you're obviously doing something wrong. You're not running your business. You're not making enough revenue to warrant collecting HST for us. So that's something to keep in mind too as well. You want to be giving money to the government. First of all, it's their money, number one. But then number two, it also is an indicator that you're growing and you're making more sales and you're making more profit overall. All right. What do you have to pay? So the costs are very simple. It's $80 to register your business, or register or renew your business as a sole proprietorship. I'm not sure what a partnership is. I can find that for you later and leave it in the comments, but it's $80, roughly around $80, give or take how many times you spend money on name searches. So if you spend more money on $12 name searches, then it's going to cost more than the $80 that you see here. For an incorporation, it starts at about $400 and it goes up from there, depending on if you're spending money on lawyer fees or if you're spending money on accountants fees, anything like that. Then you're going to incur more money in terms of your incorporation. The average incorporation can be, again, $400. I spent about $450, $500 for my incorporation, but you can also spend a little bit more, maybe $1,000 to $2,000, maybe not in this climate right now, but maybe later on. And that'll give you a little bit more room for you to get some professional help to gain a little bit more structure, especially if you're doing things like shareholders. So the way incorporation works is that your business gets split up into shares, and then you can either own all the shares or you can split the shares up equally amongst other partners, or you can sell a couple of the shares or give a couple of shares to a couple other family members that will be on your board and things of that nature. But I'm not going to dive too deep into that. But again, it's about $400, goes up from there. And then name searches. So it can start at about $12 for a name search, and it goes up to about $40, depending on the region and how large the reach is and what you're trying to do. All right. That's it for me. I just wanted to, first of all, thank you so much. And I wanted to actually give you guys an opportunity to ask any questions that you have, any sort of questions that you have for me. Give me a second here. Let me just jump back into, let me know if you guys have any questions at all. Any questions dealing with what we went through again, just so that you're aware of the things that we covered. We covered the benefits of registering your business, the types of businesses that are available, how do you register your business, like where you go to, what websites, HST, harmonized sales tax, costs of being able to register your business. So let me know if you have any questions at all. Any questions? I know a lot of people think as creatives we don't need to do this because, again, we live in a gig economy, but I think it's really important. One of the benefits of registering your business, and I mentioned it earlier and I want to mention it again, is that you can build upon your reputation. And what I mean by that is, when you register your business and then you go to institutes like banking institutes and you start opening up an account and you start building, a business savings account, or you start building a checkings account, and there's a steady flow of funds coming in and funds going out, funds paying down on insurance or paying down on different streams of revenue. The bank now sees that you have a level of integrity, or there's a level of trust that they're building, right? Trust meaning credit, that they're building with you. And then they're able to offer you different products, or you're able to ask or apply for different products, whether it's a business travels credit card, whether it's a line of credit, whether it's a loan, a business loan, whether it's, having, better accounts or better options in your accounts. So it's really, really important not to just look at it from the vantage point of, I'm just spending extra money for a business account or registering my business. There is a cost to doing business, but there are also benefits to doing business. And that's something that's really important that you should really think about, at least. The other thing about it is, and what I've learned in terms of building relationships with banking institutions, there's going to come a point where you're going to be in a weird place in your business where you're going to be getting a lot of business, right? And you're going to be getting really large projects, and that's going to be a good thing. But what's not going to be a good thing is that you trying to manage all of those projects and also working inside of all those projects. So you're going to have to grow your team. In order to grow your team, you're going to have to need liquid capital. And for the most part, when you're building your business and growing your business, liquid capital comes at a premium. And a lot of times, small business owners don't have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars just banked up, right? That's just not the reality of having a storefront or having a small business or being an entrepreneur or whatever, like that. So, when banks or even private loan institutions can give you $30,000 or $50,000 or $100,000 worth of a loan, or a low interest loan or a line of credit, that can be an opportunity to have some liquid assets, to have some currency flowing through the business to take care of the basic needs of the business, so that you can now acquire better, greater, and larger contracts and opportunities to now not be dependent on necessarily that loan or that line of credit. So anyways, that's just me. That's a few things that I want to touch on today. Remember, tomorrow we'll be talking about, let me just pull it up here so I don't tell you something totally wrong here. Tomorrow at the same time at 5:00, we are going to be talking about sole proprietorships, the difference between a sole proprietorship and an incorporation, and the pros and cons between that. We're really going to go into sort of like the nitty gritty of why you should go with an incorporation or why you should go with a sole proprietorship and what the benefits are. So definitely tune in on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, at 5 p.m. right here, right at youtube.com/Tristan Barracks. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you guys are watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if even other questions come up as you start thinking through some of these things in terms of registering your business, and I'll be sure to answer those questions tomorrow during the Q&A section as well. And leave your comments below in the comments section below. I want to hear your questions. I want to hear your comments. I want to hear your thoughts, because we're all in this together, and I really want everybody to be successful. And also, please do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, And also, when I say share it on your Facebook page and on your Facebook feed. Share it on your Instagram stories. Share it within your LinkedIn profile. Share it in different places where people need the resources and would really would like to take advantage of some of the points that I've actually shared today. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Peace.